Hi YouTube! In this video I'm going to share with you my 5 favorite social media apps that have helped me with mental health and mental illness and sobriety. Why I really enjoy these apps and just kind of what they have to offer. If you have any apps that you have found out there when it comes to social media, different social media tools that you've found that have helped you with mental health, mental illness, and just fighting it one day at a time, drop the links down below. If you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel yet, click the little like and subscribe button and let's do this together. Hi YouTube, this is Eric, and this is right here a video on my 5 favorite social media apps that have really helped me in the way of mental health, mental illness, sobriety, bringing awareness when it comes to giving support, when it comes to getting support. And again, these are just my 5 favorite. Again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a counselor, I'm none of that. When it comes down to these, some of these might not be your favorites, and I understand, but I wanted to share with you just some tools out there that I have found that have really helped me, why they've helped me, and why I really see a benefit to them. And on that list are actually a couple that would probably surprise people. Facebook might not surprise people that it's not on the list. I'm not a huge fan of Facebook. At one point, Facebook was my favorite app, but it's become so much of a family acquaintance thing that, you know what, it's really, I do it with a little bit of work. I am still active on it. Just because I'm active on all the social medias, but it's a favorite one, it's definitely not. I do have a close Facebook group there, though. I do have a Driven Industries page. When it really comes, though, to where my passion lies, not one of them. Another one that's not one of them is Instagram. I'm not a huge fan of Instagram, and don't get me wrong, I do check Instagram. I've connected with a lot of different individuals through Instagram, and CG Kid is actually one of those. That's how him and I started becoming friends, was through Instagram and communicating. So it is a great tool out there, and it's a great social media site out there. Again, I'm on Instagram. I have all the links to my social medias down below. For me, though, I mean, it was more of a little bit of a people-watching thing. I wasn't extremely participative. I'm still not. I try to get at times, and it's just very difficult. I don't know why. And again, it's just me personally. It's just not one of those apps that really excites me. When it comes to Snapchat, again, not on my list. Not a big one that I'm excited about. I don't even have it on my phone, and I don't use it at all, just because all it really is videos back and forth. And especially with how my memory is, I need to remember conversations, otherwise I forget, and I don't even know what we're talking about. So when it comes to, though, my 5 favorite, my first out of the 5, so number 5 is this, Reddit. Reddit is my number 5 favorite social media, and I'm very new to Reddit. I've only been on this for about almost 2 weeks. And the reason and how I got onto Reddit is it was one I ignored for forever. As soon as somebody had posted a video on my swatting on there, all of a sudden I ended up getting 23,000 views onto my YouTube channel from it that were directed from it. I gained probably a good 500 subscribers from it. And the other thing, though, great, it promoted my stuff, but I wanted to see what it was about, and I got in it, and oh my goodness, there's all these subreddits, and I didn't even know what a subreddit was until about, again, 2 weeks ago, and I have my own subreddit now for Driven. I have my own user ID for Driven, and again, those are down below. But there are subreddits on suicide awareness, there's subreddits on depression, anxiety, there's subreddits on mental health, there's subreddits on everything when it comes to YouTube videos. Everything out there has a subreddit, it seems like. But the amazing thing is the reaching out that I've seen other individuals do when it comes to, people are not afraid on Reddit to post whatever. And what I mean by that is, especially when you get to the suicide one, I mean, there is some stuff that I'm going to warn you. If you're triggered easily, that is something maybe to stay away from. But I get really active involved, and I love reaching out to other individuals, especially if they're struggling. Let them know that they're not alone. Reddit is a great place to be able to do that, because people will literally say things that will blow your mind. And there's a ton, and I love giving, congratulations when people have hit 365 days, or when they've hit 2 weeks sober, or they've hit a day sober. I love giving them congratulations because I've been there. And I love seeing people that have 20 years sober or 30 years sober, because I'm 20 months sober right now, and I love to know that there's so many others that can do it, that I know I can do it too. And that's part of what feeds my inspiration. That's what feeds my drive, and knowing that it's okay and I can do it, and these people have been there before too, and they'll understand. Also, you can communicate so much easier back and forth with each other. There's direct messaging, there's a chat in it. But these subreddits are amazing, especially when you go into the opiate ones. When you go into the different ones out there, there's these different subreddits for sobriety, there's these suicide, bereavement. Just getting in there and hearing these people's stories and offering up support, I mean, it helps. It comes back at you. The more that you give it away, the more that you keep it. And this is why it's number 5 for me, because one, it draws a lot of exposure to a lot of different things. And it's extremely hands-on, and you can communicate so openly with other individuals out there that might be struggling. So if you've never really checked out Reddit, I definitely suggest you check out Reddit. If you're on it, feel free to follow me on it as Driven Industries. I also have my own subreddit on there for Driven Industries, and it, again, comes down to people helping people just make a difference and sharing. Number 4 for me, Twitter. Twitter is number 4. At one time, Twitter was actually number 1. It was the first social media site that I got really active on when it came to Driven Industries, mainly because none of my family and friends were on it. And I was really nervous about this, and scared. And I was putting myself out there, and I didn't want to be judged by them. And that's why I can tell everybody, I can relate what it's like to be judged or to feel like you're a burden. I mean, I've been there, and there's still times that I feel that way. So when it came to Twitter, it was something I knew that really nobody was on. And as I started playing more and more with Twitter, I found out that there was these great hashtags out there with hashtag recovery posse, hashtag sick not weak, hashtag sober posse. And there's so many mental health hashtags, and there's so many sobriety hashtags in these communities in these hashtags of everybody that were friends and throwing out support and talking about relapse and how they picked back up the pieces and went back at it and reaching out for support when they needed it, and they were having trouble going to a doctor's appointment, or when they were having trouble even on the train, just going to work. That was given back and forth, that it really inspired me. And it was the first place that I did my mobile reach out, where I started giving out my phone number on Memorial Day. Not again because I'm a doctor, counselor, or any of that stuff, not because it's a crisis line or hotline, just I didn't want anyone to feel alone. So I started throwing out my number, and I started having people respond to that, and people start DMing me from it. And that's one of the places I get a lot of individuals that reach out for me. I love to give a lot of support there. And again, it comes down to people helping people. Twitter is one of those great apps that if you're not part of it, definitely try it, because there's these great communities. There's great YouTuber communities. And it's also a lot of fun just to be involved with other people, because let's face it, sometimes when we can't make it out the door, we can't make it out of the bed, or we're fighting with our addictions, that we want to be a part of society, but at that moment in time, we're not. And, social media has that big benefit where we can be part of society, because I've been there where I'm not talking to anybody in my real life except through social media. And you know what? It helps me build it all back up, that I can reach out in my real life too and get those people involved and get the support that I need in my real life. So number 5 is Reddit. Number 4 is Twitter. Now number 3 is one that has caused a little bit of controversy, and that is TikTok. Why I like TikTok. TikTok is a new app. It's growing extremely fast. Gets more downloads than Instagram and Snapchat combined. And it is kind of a combination of Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat all combined into one. So it's either a 15-second video or a 60-second video that you can give a message. Well, every morning I do a reach out message there, and I give out my phone number there too, because there's a huge bullying community. There's a huge PTSD community. There's some great individuals that I follow, like
PTSD is not about a person.
And what AVA is about is he is about veteran awareness. And with this veteran awareness, he talks about PTSD. Here's a clip of one of his videos that he did.
PTSD is not about a person refusing to let go of the past. It's about the past refusing to let go of a person. You can't just get over it.
So as you can see, he's all about awareness, and he's all about support, and that's what I love, and I found a lot of inspiration on here. And it's very fast paced, so my ADHD, I can actually use it as a tool that helps calm me down and helps get my focus narrowed in, and I don't get bored with it. I've also had a ton of individuals that reach out to me. You can do live chats there. That I've had these great live chats that have started, and tons of support thrown out. And that's when if you ever see me doing a live chat, it's going to be an open live chat on mental health, mental illness, and sobriety, just to get the conversation going, because I know so many times we get onto social media and we don't see a lot of things that are going on interactive and live when it comes to those 3 subjects. So, I can get on there and also find people playing Fortnite and stuff like that. But I want to help bring the awareness to mental health and the awareness to somebody out there that's struggling. And I've met a lot of great friends actually off of TikTok. And I've even went out to dinner with a couple of them and their husbands and got to meet their families, and just getting to be a part of, again, just growing our network and people that we have around us that help inspire us and help inspire other passions and help us reach out. So TikTok is an amazing app. If you haven't tried it, definitely download it. See what it's about. It's a great app. It's not just a kids app. It's not just a singing app. AVA is a great example of what it is. I mean, this guy has a ton of followers. He doesn't even have a YouTube channel, any of that. All his awareness is solely brought through TikTok. And the guy's doing an amazing job and making an amazing impact. Number 2 for me is Discord. Discord has become one of my favorite social media apps, because not only do I have my own closed Discord group that's on mental health called Words of the Day, and the link, of course, is down below, but it's one of those apps that I've realized how much support is given out there, and how many people are out there to be able to get up at 2 in the morning and be able to get on there and say, I'm having a fucked up day, and have somebody respond back saying, here, I'm here for you, is an amazing tool. And I'm even part of Derek Lambert's Rewired Addiction one because I'm on the road a lot, and they do meetings that are voice meetings that I can now be a part of when I'm on the road, that I can actually go to AA meeting at times that maybe I wasn't able to before. Also, it's allowed me to connect with so many individuals out there, and to actually spread the awareness and just spread the love in a sense, and spread the support, because it's not just about supporting one individual or these individuals. It's about supporting each other. It's people helping people, us together, we as together. The more that we support each other, the easier life is for us, and the more that we can push out that door. That's why it's my number 2 app, because I mean, it was originally based for gamers, but it's a real-time chat that if you're struggling, guess what? You can get on that app and let people know you're struggling, and guess what? You get support, and that's what it's about. It's about support. It's about people helping people. Doesn't matter, what aspect it is. It might be an aspect that I don't even relate to, like BPD or schizophrenia or self-harm. I can actually relate to self-harm, but some of these I can't, but others can. And that's where it comes into that group support and that together support of somebody that's willing to listen and there to listen, there to support and lift you up, because when we need lifting up, others are there then for us too. And my number 1 favorite social media app is actually YouTube. And why YouTube I have as a social media app is because essentially it is its own social media. The more that I've gotten active in YouTube and the more that I've gotten active in other channels, the more that it's helped grow my channels. The more love that I give on YouTube, the more love I get back. Oh my goodness, it seems like there's a pattern here. The more that we give it away, the more that we get it back, and we don't even ask for it. What I mean by that though also is YouTube has a really great feature to it. I'm going to show you right here in the little caption that you can actually hit your little search bar. You can go through and you can search videos by relevance, day, time, any of that. And I search mine by today and now and right here. And I find some of these amazing small YouTube channels with these YouTubers that have amazing messages. And I love to comment on their videos. I love to comment and just give support. Because I know what it's like to pour your heart and fucking soul into a video and think that you just made this message that's going to impact so many, and you get 4 views, or you get 5 views, or you get 10 views, and nobody comments, and you might get 3 likes. And you know what? Let's face it, it's a little self-defeating in the beginning. If any of us have had a YouTube channel and it didn't take off right away, we've all probably have experienced that. Well, I want to help others, so I get involved in their YouTube channels, and I want to. And now, don't get me wrong, sometimes we get a little overextended like I have. I've promised way too many collabs that I cannot possibly humanly do, and I'm trying to get to them. And I'm going to do some videos on those later on, and even do the collabs and get those up here shortly too. But it's amazing the community there. It's amazing the support there. And yes, there is a lot of drama that happens here on YouTube. But you know what? There's also a ton of support that happens. And there's a ton of tools and resources. And even today, I mean, I've had 2 different people actually message me from Twitter, different YouTube videos that have helped them when it came to ASMR, breaking through an anxiety attack. And so it's great that people can find these different tools on here. And again, that's what it comes down to, is finding the tools and resources that help us keep pushing forward and help us keep fighting and help us remember that it is okay to be sober, and that it is okay to be not okay, and that it is okay to be okay. And that, we're not the only ones struggling with some of these things. That's why social media has such benefits to it. Even though it does have a lot of negatives to it, it has a ton of benefits to it. If you haven't tried any of these, and if you're watching this video, I know you probably already are familiar with YouTube, but if you're not familiar with the other 4, definitely check them out, because it's great to just keep expanding yourself and seeing what works for you and what doesn't work for you, because what worked for me might not work for you. And it's all trial and error to find out where the best tools are, what they are for us individually. So I hope that you got a little bit out of this. I hope that I explained these apps a little bit. These are just my 5 favorites. If you found other apps out there that are social media related, drop the links down below or tell me about them down below, because I'd love to be able to check them out. Because again, I'm always about expanding my horizons. I mean, shit, Reddit wasn't even on my list 3 weeks ago, and now all of a sudden it is, because I found out how powerful of a tool it is. And we always have to be expanding our knowledge and expanding, what we believe in, and trying different things, because we may find a tool that's a huge breakthrough. So I hope that you got something out of this. Hit the like and subscribe button if you haven't. All my links are down below. And again, everybody who's a part of this channel, I truly, truly appreciate you. And again, it comes down to a we thing and an us thing. It's people helping people, just making a difference. So together we can do this.